I barely stop from removing my pants. In this interview, I can't take that chance. I've got my eye on.
Look, I make a lot of women nervous.
Oh
my God.
Now, what do you think you're doing? You want to throw your garbage? Throw it in the goddamn trash basket.
Do you have more important things to do?
Yeah. But I'm not doing them right now. We understand each other. Okay, pal, why the Mahaska? Why are you packing the gun?
I'm a Treasury officer.
All right. Just remember what we talked about now.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell kind of police you have in this goddamn city, huh? What do they teach you? You just turned your back on an armed man.
You're a Treasury officer.
Yeah, how do you know that? I just told you I was.
Who would claim to be that who was not? Hmm?
What's your name and unit?
It's right here. You got a beef. What is it?
How did you know I had a gun?
What do you want, a free lesson in police work?
No.
Are you okay, pal?
I had a rough day on the job.
Ah. Are you going home now?
I was about to.
Well then, you just fulfilled the first rule of law enforcement. Make sure when your shift is over, you go home alive.
15 seconds.
Here endeth the lesson.
Oh yeah, we're good. We're live. We're live on YouTube, Steve. Oh, Steve's not going to talk. That's right. I forgot.
Yes, no, we're live on YouTube.
Okay, relax. This unnamed show. Is that right?
I was calling it Minahane's Movie Magic.
Oh God. I left my Purell in the car, so I have the Purell from the bathroom, and I'll return it.
That's right. That's an industrial-sized pump. It's a good one.
Yeah, but you know, I'm surprised you even released it to the to me and Mike. I'm surprised.
Are you surprised I haven't purloined it yet?
Yes, I'm surprised you haven't purloined it yet. So the phone number's up there?
Yes.
All right, so we'll take some calls. So I just want, you know what? My favorite form of entertainment remains, well, probably reading, I suppose. But, you know, I understand we're in the, well, not anymore. I think we've passed it, but we've sort of in the last 10 years had the peak era of television, even more so than that. Starting with The Sopranos, I think really kicked off this whole thing. All the way to a couple of years ago. We know all the shows. So movies have taken the back seat, and I understand that. And everyone's home right now. Everyone's home right now. And all I would see people tweet about is, what TV show should I watch? What should I binge? I ask all the time. Is there a series I don't know? Well, what about fucking movies? Like, I don't hear anybody talking about which movie should I watch. It's all TV, TV, TV. And I get that because you can watch, a series or 2 seasons or a season in a day or whatever. But for me, I'm still a movie guy over a TV guy. I'm old-fashioned. I understand that. So I thought I'd give you a couple of quick movies, recommendations if you're looking for something. Maybe you've seen them all. Maybe you haven't seen any of them. I'm going to go with ones that are fairly popular. I'm not going to go too arcane. I'll give you 3 or 4. Then we'll take some calls and just bullshit about movies. My favorite thing to do is to talk about movies with people who know movie stuff. My buddy Jim Russo out in California, who I talk to movies about all the time, texted me and said he was upset that I didn't reach out to him. He may come in and co-host with me at some point. I'd have my brother Ryan or Adam do it, but Ryan lied a couple nights ago with his movie viewing habit, so I'm not going to fall in that fucking trap again.
You don't believe him that The Thing is his favorite movie?
No, I don't believe him that The Thing is his favorite movie. I do not.
What is his motivation to lie to you about something like that?
He wanted to seem interesting. He wanted to give a quirky movie.
Well, how is that any more interesting than Goodfellas?
Because everyone says that.
I think The Thing is a fantastic movie.
I'm not saying it's, again, you got lost in that's not what I was saying. It's fine. It's nobody's favorite movie.
Well, it's Ryan's favorite movie.
It's not Ryan's favorite movie, but that's fine. So I'll give you 4 quick ones. Quick description, tell you why I like it, and then we can bang out some calls or not calls. We can bullshit. You call whatever you want, movie related. Let's try and keep it. If you get some pressing show issue, weigh in if you want. I'll answer quickly, but we do enough of that. I'll give you a couple of oldies first. I'll start with The Great Escape. I've talked about that before. I believe it's a 1963 release, and pure and simple, it's a World War II escape movie. It's British guys and American guys. Steve McQueen, James Gardner, Richard Attenborough, Charles Bronson's in it, James Coburn's in it. I said Gardner, right? Donald Pleasance is in it. I mean, you're not going to beat this fucking cast. And it's basically guys that are building quietly 3 tunnels to get the fuck out in World War II. They're being obviously they're under the imprisonment of the Nazis, of the Germans, and it's a fucking 3-hour escape movie. It's basically these guys building this tunnel for fucking 3 hours. In the last 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so, is the escape. Is it a guys movie? Yes. If you've never seen it before, I'd be curious to see. I don't know, Steve, you've never seen it?
I have not, no.
You might think it's slow. I think younger people might think it's slow. I don't know. It's a fucking great movie. The cast is awesome. And I have a particular movie fetish for guys of that generation. McQueen, Gardner, Redford, Newman, obviously Nicholson, Hoffman, my favorite, Gene Hackman, De Niro, Pacino, Duvall, those guys. If those guys are in a movie, I'm fucking watching it. And you got a couple of them there. You got McQueen and you got James Gardner. You cannot go wrong with The Great Escape. It's I don't know if it's my favorite war movie. I said 1917 is. I got very excited when I saw 1917. But I just watched The Great Escape again 2 or 3 months ago, and I was like, this is a fucking great movie.
I think there's a place for slower movies, though, because they're therapeutic. If you put your phone down and you just actually watch them rather than doing a double screen.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but I mean, I'd say this, I think everybody's run out of TV stuff to watch. Fucking watch The Great Escape. Watch over 2 nights. I don't know. It's 3 hours. Do we have the run time on that, Steve?
I can look it up right now.
I'm going to say it's 3:10. I could be overselling it. Runtime 172 minutes, so it's just short of 3 hours, right? That'd be 3 hours and 52 minutes. Mm-hmm. 2 hours and 52 minutes. 2 hours and 52 minutes. I said 63. It came out in 1963. Yeah. And yeah, it's not. There's no crazy. There's a obviously. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's a very famous scene involving Steve McQueen at the end when they all escape on a motorcycle that's immortalized. But there's no massive action pieces. It's not that kind of movie. And I stumbled upon it randomly 15, 20 years ago, and I had never seen it. And I was like, how the hell have I never seen this fucking movie? Probably long. Man, that was probably 20 years ago. And I've probably watched it 10, 15 times in the last. Every couple of years, say, I watch it. So I would recommend that one highly. High recommend would be the first one. That's the Great Escape. Second one is a movie I don't think a lot of people know, and it involves an actor who I think is interesting, had a very interesting career, Robert Redford, who I think people don't give enough credit to almost historically. As an actor, he's limited. He kind of plays a Redford character over and over. But if you look at his career, I mean, if you go all the way back, we'll start at Butch and Sundance for argument's sake. Butch and Sundance, Downhill Racer, The Sting, Jeremiah Johnson. I mean, I don't like The Way We Were, but The Way We Were. He then directed Ordinary People, won an Oscar for it. Not a great movie, but directed it. Directed Quiz Show, which I really like. That movie came out in 94. That's about the television scandal, the 21 game show scandal. I would recommend that. That's not one of my 4 tonight, but I would recommend that very highly as well. It's my favorite film that Redford directed. He's in The Natural, which you have to love. And then I thought of all the old guys had a really good last decade from like 2010 to 2019. He's in Winter Soldier, right, Redford?
I'm not sure about that.
He's not.
I mean, we do going into this. I'm not going to be any help with actors.
Okay, well, he's in the Captain America movie I like.
Yes. Yeah, I know he's in one of them.
You know which one it is? He's in the one I like. It's actually a really good movie. He's in that. He's in All Was Lost, which he's in by himself. Fucking Lost at Sea, which is awesome movie.
He's in Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
That's what I said. Winter Soldier. Right? He's in All Was Lost. He was in The Way of the Gun, which is my favorite movie of 2018. And then he's in this, it's a Netflix movie with Jane Fonda. It's based on a book I like by Kent Hopp, who died a couple of years ago. Our Souls at Night. It's kind of cheesy, but the last 10 minutes is the best acting Robert Redford has ever done in his fucking life. He's incredible in it. Incredible. And then there's a whole bunch of other Redford movies. He didn't act a lot. But the one I'm not talking about is A Candidate, which came out in the early 70s, and he plays he's the son in this movie of a famous California governor. And he gets recruited to run for Senate against this old conservative guy, that's how long ago it was, who's sort of a California institution. He runs against him and becomes slowly, basically, manipulated, changed, and by the system, by the political machine. De Niro is great in the short scenes. Bob Hoskins was originally going to play the role, wound up getting yanked for fucking De Niro, who jumped in, and thank God he did. De Niro was fucking tremendous in it. Great performance. Early Costner, Andy Garcia is fucking full of life, and has some of my favorite scenes ever. And Connery's character, that scene on the bridge, the first time you see Connery, is friggin' just a great back and forth. The Untouchables in the 80s. The 90s, Glenn Ross, I'm going to say. David Mamet, same writer. That's off his play. He adapted the script. This cast has... so basically, real quick though, The Untouchables, in case you don't know, is Elliot Ness taking down Al Capone. Basically, that's the story. He leads this group of the Untouchables during Prohibition. It's Connery is sort of the veteran cop. Costner's like the young idealistic guy. Charles Martin Smith's like a bookkeeper, basically. And Andy Garcia's like the young hotshot. He's the guy they recruit as well. And the four of them try and take down Al Capone. And, they do. But it's fucking fantastic movie. Great score as well. Glengarry Glen Ross is the 90s movie. This cast has Al Pacino, Alec Baldwin in a one-off scene that's unbelievable. Alan Arkin, Ed Harris, Jack Lemmon, and Kevin Spacey are all in this movie. Bunch of fucking shady real estate people selling bullshit real estate to people, conning people, fucking with them. Mamet dialogue is awesome. One of the great Pacino scenes of all time at the end with Kevin Spacey. The Baldwin scene is fucking unforgettable. Again, these are 4 guy movies. I mean, I know it's mostly guys watching. I understand this. I'm going to give you these. If you're a guy around my age and you haven't seen these movies, you're fucking out of your mind. I can't recommend those 4 movies enough. Great Escape. I'd go in that order too. Go decade by decade for me with me. Great Escape, Candidate, Untouchables, Glengarry Glen Ross. 4 absolute fucking stone classics. Highest of high recommendations for those 4. That's what I would say.
I'll give one recommendation. Have you ever seen Children of Men with Clive Owen
and Julianne Moore?
I think that's a great underrated movie. It doesn't get enough tension in like the sci-fi post-apocalyptic stuff. Yeah, 2006.
Might hit too close to home now, Steve, for the audience, or no? With what's going on?
Oh God. Well, yeah, maybe.
No, that's a good one. That's an excellent one. I'm not sure what went wrong for Clive Owen. I don't know why Clive Owen isn't a big movie star.
Yeah, I mean he's got the look. I mean he does a really good job acting in that movie. But I can't tell you another movie that he's in.
No, he had a little run and then he went away. He's just showed up in something else. I forget what it is. He's in something else where he plays like a bad guy. Oh, he played the bad guy in that? I never saw it. That shitty Will Smith movie, Gemini Man.
Yeah, Gemini Man was awful.
Did you see it?
The bad guy. Well, I guess he was the bad guy, but I thought the bad guy was also Will Smith. Isn't that the movie?
I don't know.
Will Smith is hunting Will Smith.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but he's like the guy who I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where it's weird. Careers are weird. Like he looked like he was going to be a huge movie star. He was in that. He was the lead in the Mike Nichols movie Closer right around then. It seemed like he was going to be this huge fucking star. And he just went away. He was actually on Curb Your Enthusiasm a couple of episodes ago, playing himself.
Yeah, it looks like he did an American Crime Story, or he's coming up on American Crime Story. He's doing some TV.
Yeah, I don't know where. Yeah. It's weird. I don't know
the Song of Names, The Informer, Anon, Ophelia.
That's what I mean. He hasn't really been around, and he's not that old. He's probably 50, right?
Yeah, Shadow Dancer in 2012.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting to see. It's weird how guys. I don't know if these guys are gonna have long careers like this anymore. I don't know if guys.
Well, the other one he's good in is Inside Man.
Oh yeah, the Denzel movie,
the bank robbery one. Yeah,
the Spike Lee movie with Denzel. Yeah. He's very good. That's what I mean. So he was. That was.
Yeah, in 2006. He had 2 good ones. Yeah. Inside Man and Children of Men.
Yeah, and then
went
boom, away.
Gone.
I don't know. It's strange. He needed some with Julia Roberts too that didn't work out. I forget the name of it. It was right after that. Fuck, what was the name of that movie? They were like, I forget the name of it. I don't know. All right. So what's the number?
The number is 814-277-KIRK.
KIRK. We have calls?
We do. We got full lines here.
All right. Let's release the house.
Are you interested in talking with Menners about The Rise of Skywalker?
Sure. I want to talk movies with people tonight. I want to have a movie conversation. Gave a couple of quick recommendations, and then just started going. Here we go.
All right, you Australian midget. Go ahead.
Hello, Kirk.
Which in Return of the Jedi, which Ewok did you play?
No, but I do love that movie because of the Ewoks.
Oh, God, the Ewoks came back in The Rise of Skywalker, Manners.
What was that?
The Ewoks came back in The Rise of Skywalker.
I know.
Yes.
I really like The Rise of Skywalker. And, the quantum creeps Chris and Matt were talking about Return of the Jedi. But I really liked Rise of Skywalker. I don't see why it's so negative. Everyone seemed to hate it, but I think it was amazing.
Well, here's my take on what happened with it. Is don't hang up. You hang up on Steve?
No, I didn't hang up on him. I'm not going to hang up on my guy Manners.
I just wanted to check what happened with it was.
Can I just interrupt quick? Literally, while I was waiting, I was getting messages with more Steve lies. People are giving me material.
Oh, what do we? And do you have anything you want to report now, or do you want to let it wait?
Well, I want to marinate on it. I want to do some proper investigation.
So he doesn't have anything.
Good.
He doesn't have anything. I'll translate that from Aussie speak.
Don't bait him. So what I'm saying is, what I think happened was there was such a critical reaction positively to The Last Jedi, which sucked. And then Rian Johnson got pulled off it, and critics like him, so they wanted to go in and beat up the Star Wars movie. Meanwhile, the Star Wars movie was not particularly inventive. It didn't fucking make any new ground. It wasn't visually shocking, or it wasn't this great. But what it was total fan service and 2 hours of quality entertainment, which for a fucking Star Wars movie, that's all you want. That's it.
Absolutely. And Last Jedi was one of the worst of the movie franchise. It was awful.
Terrible.
So
Terrible.
They had to save it.
What time is it over there?
It is about 9:30 in the morning.
9:30 in the morning.
Really like John Touchable's recommendation. That's one of the best movies ever.
The best movies ever.
Midnight Run, though, 6 out of 10.
Ah, fuck off. But I always forget, Menders mentioned this last time, Steve. We'll get to the other calls in a second. I always forget that you mentioned this on one of your podcasts, which is excellent, the Aussie podcast. You listen to us on Tuesday to Saturday.
That's right. Yeah,
I never
Friday
thought that,
here,
Steve. So he gets
one more.
Yeah, they get original ones on Saturday. Well, all right, how goes the build to the live Minifan show in Australia? Coronavirus should be cured by then.
Yeah, absolutely. The Opera House is looking good. I think we'll be able to get you a lovely theatre there.
Okay.
1,500 seater bare minimum.
Good.
5,000 if we can really mobilise the Minifans.
Sounds good. All right, I'll talk to you later, Menders. Thanks for calling, buddy. Wow, Menders. I've never spoken to Menders before.
Oh, really? That's the first time?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've DM'd with him, right?
I have not had any interaction with him.
Oh, wow.
I have not. All right, let's go.
Do you want to do mob movies or
just put them up?
Okay.
I can. Steve, I can do this.
You can hang.
I can hang. Good evening.
Hey, what's going on, Kirk? So my favorite genre of movies is mob movies.
Okay.
But Goodfellas is my favorite movie of all time, and I think mob movies have the highest percentage of hits than they do misses. Like, I think you can name, on hand, like the bad mob movies you've ever seen, but the amount of hits mob movies has had, I think, is crazy when you get to the, of the other genres.
Right.
Do you think mob movies is the best kind of movies?
Well,
and what's your favorite mob movie?
My favorite mob movies. I mean, I got to choose between the Godfather and Goodfellas, which is no fun. But
do you like Donnie Brasco?
I love Donnie Brasco. So
I love that movie.
It's a great movie. That what's funny is I actually had that on the list. Why am I hearing myself?
He's messing around with his phone.
Stop messing around with your phone.
He's watching the YouTube feed.
Oh, you don't have to watch the YouTube feed while you're talking to me, okay?
I'm here.
Okay. Donnie Brasco, I almost recommended for my 90s movie. Donnie Brasco has a great, totally forgotten movie. Great Depp. Great Pacino, Bruno Kirby, who I always love. Donnie Brasco's good. You know what's great about mob movies, why they're probably the best genre? Is because it's fucking a bunch of guys bullshitting. Like, forget the murders and all that shit. The best stuff is when guys are just sitting around break. That's what made fucking The Sopranos so great.
Yeah, like Donnie Brasco. One of my favorite parts is when Donnie's in talking with the FBI agents, and they're like, "What does forget about it mean?"
Well,
and he's like, "The whole thing." Yeah, he's like, "Well, if you got a Cadillac, Cadillac's better than a Lincoln. Forget about it." Right. I like that's one of the best parts.
Paul Giamatti, one of those FBI guys.
Yeah, that was just such a great movie. I feel like Donnie Brasco gets forgot when you think about the great mob movies. I think that's one of those movies that gets forgotten. That is a great movie.
I have a Goodfellas question for you, because I when you're nitpicking, if you could change any cast member in Goodfellas, who would you change?
The wife.
Yeah, Lorraine.
I would change her.
No question. I've said that before.
Yeah, that's the one I would change. I would change her. And people love Henry Hill. They love Ray Liotta in that movie.
Awesome. Don't do it.
A lot of great. Did you hear Tom Cruise was up for that role?
Yes.
What do you think that would have looked like?
That wouldn't have been as good. First of all, he's too famous.
It wouldn't have been as good?
Nope. He's too famous. He brings too much baggage. Him as a star would have taken away from that. Liotta was still kind of unknown at that time, and he was. I mean, can you imagine Goodfellas without Ray Liotta?
No, you can't. No. But who would you change in that movie?
I would say you got it. I would say Lorraine Bracco. I would have gone with.
She was great in The Sopranos, but I didn't love her in Goodfellas.
I had the same reaction. Now, people, I've said this before. People don't like it, but there you go. All right, thanks for calling. Who we got? Who's next, Steve? You seem like you're struggling there, Steve. What's going on? I can't even hear you. What's going on?
I know. I had to mute myself for a little while. I'm just making sure that the audio sounds good. We lost a little audio earlier.
Okay.
You got Jason. Go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Kurt, before I talk about my movies, when you were talking about The Candidate before.
Yeah.
What do you think of Barnacle's performance?
Well, that's the you're right. That's the one issue. Is Barnacle's actually in The fucking Candidate, which is unbelievable. Who was he at that point in his life?
That's what I don't get. Was he doing like the Glen Ordway General Hospital thing?
I don't know. Because he plays a character that's very good. He plays sort of a small character who works with Redford. Redford works with a nonprofit at the beginning. He's kind of a hippie, and Barnacle's one of his guys. And at the end, Barnacle sees him again, and Barnacle's a young guy, and his face changes when he sees that Redford's become everything that they used to fucking make fun of. And it's actually a pretty good scene. And then you realize, like, when I was a kid seeing it for the first time, I was like, oh, that's Mike Barnacle. That's cool. Now I'm like, oh, it's that fucking phony Mike Barnacle.
Oh, and Boyle's great in that, and the ending. You know,
with the
that
elevator?
movie ends just perfect.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but there's a scene where Redford says something that you can't hear, and it's unbelievable.
Barnacle started his Boston Globe column in '73, so it would have been right after doing this. So he went from Robert F. Kennedy's campaign to writing for the Globe.
So Redford must have known him working, because Redford was a pretty active political guy at that point. So I bet you that's how he met him. But then to cast him is a weird instinct. You got anything else?
Yeah, you know, in the 70s is my favorite film genre.
Sure.
And what do you think of the Alan Pakula films of like Clue, All the President's Men, Parallax?
I mean, All the President's Men might feature my favorite scene of any movie. That one scene where they get together and they're pitching, they're in their room pitching what the paper's going to look like that day. You know, they lay it out. And then
they're in Ben Bradley's office, that scene?
Yeah, and then they walk out, and I know they're sort of in the main room, and they're getting ready to walk out. And Ben Bradley says to the guy, like, "How bad's it going to be?" And they lay it out for him. That's like a 2 or 3 minute scene, but it's so casual. First of all, the President's Men, you have Warden, you have Martin Balsam, you have Redford, you have Hoffman, you have Robards, and then that's why I hated that movie, The Post, that they did a couple of years ago when Hanks played Ben Bradley. Ben Bradley is Jason Robards. Like, you can't play that 100%. Did you mention the Parallax View, though?
Yeah, I love that.
That's
film.
a great movie.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah, of course. Great. Yeah, Beatty. Excellent movie. But one that's totally forgotten. That's a good one, too. That's before All the President's Men. I mentioned Alan Pakula. I don't know if you listened to the show today or not.
No, I didn't.
So
no, that's strange. You did?
We were talking about, well, thanks for listening. We were talking about Freaky Deaths. Was that today, Steve, or no? Was that yesterday?
I think that might have been. Yeah, that was today.
About Freaky Deaths. You know, he died in a really weird way. He was driving.
You're talking about Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, it was today. We were driving. He was driving on. I didn't wind up looking it up afterwards, but I think he was driving on like a bridge in New York, and something in the car in front of him broke and flew through the window and like fucking killed him instantly.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
Yeah, and he was a famous producer first. He produced whatchamacallit, To Kill a Mockingbird. That was kind of his big Hollywood moment.
And then he tried to do the comeback with the Pelican Brief.
Yeah, his late career, and then he wound up directing and almost got kicked off the that terrible Brad Pitt Harrison Ford movie where Pitt was an IRA guy, The Devil's Own. Yeah, and at that point, you know, it's like for every Scorsese and Sidney Lumet, there's these fucking directors when they get old, they just can't keep up.
Hey, when you were talking about David Mamet before, I know you love Hackman. Have you ever seen Heist?
Oh, of course. Jesus, yeah.
Yeah,
that was.
And Mamet directed that as well.
Mamet wrote and directed it, yeah, and had DeVito, who was excellent, and his wife, Delroy Lindo, who I was like.
Oh, yeah.
And that year, Hackman did Tannenbaums and Heist in the same year. His last year, basically.
I know.
Yeah.
What do you think now? Is he just have like just too old? Like,
he's 90 years old. He just turned 90.
Well, I know, but you never hear him. You never see him.
No, he retired. He retired. No, thanks for the call, buddy. He retired after fucking his last movie is Welcome to Mooseport, which hurts. And then he retired. He's just like, he doesn't want to go on movie sets anymore. My favorite actor, Gene Hackman, the greatest. There you go. Who we got next, Steve?
You got Justin.
No.
Kirk, how are you, buddy?
This is an intern, Justin.
No, intern Justin's screening calls.
Oh, okay, good.
It is not. I actually have a real job.
Oh,
my question for you is, and this might push you a little bit. So I have always believed that a great movie needs to have a great ending.
I would agree with that. Well, maybe you'll talk me out of it.
Really?
Go ahead. No, but you might talk me out of it, yeah.
All right, so what movie, in your opinion, has the best last 10 minutes of a movie?
Do you have one in mind or no?
I've had a couple. I've been, swimming it around. It's certainly some that are more emotional. Like,
it's awfully hard.
10 minutes of something.
It's awfully hard hard to beat The Godfather. I mean,
Godfather is great. You also think of something like Schindler's List. You have that emotional ending.
No.
Really?
The fucking scene where he's like, I could have saved more lives, and then they do the fucking Spielberg thing where they have the real life survivors at the end in color where they're walking into the graves together. No.
Well, you're not of the tribe.
No, damn right I'm not. What are you crazy? No. Do you think Steve would work with me if I was Jewish? That's the first thing he gave me a full DNA test. He wanted to make sure I had no Jewish blood. There's no.
I imagine he's swabbed everywhere.
Here's. I'll give you a couple of interesting what ifs about Schindler's List.
Yep.
Harrison Ford turned down the role of Oscar Schindler. I think he would have been good in it.
I knew that. It's incredible.
I think he would have been. He turned down those back-to-back Spielberg. He turned down fucking Oscar Schindler, and he turned down Captain Miller in Saving Private Ryan. He would have won the Oscar for either one of them, I think. And Dustin Hoffman turned down the Kingsley role, which I think turned out for the best because Kingsley, I think, is the heart of that movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and by the way, I hate the fucking. But give me another one. I see that. Do you know what? Schindler's List is an example for me of one that I hate. It's hard for me but yet I think it's a great movie. So maybe I'm inconsistent.
No,
Go ahead.
it's not for me. There's you walk out and you're positive. The last 10 minutes of Top Gun, right? Like you're there.
Awesome.
Maverick is re-engaged.
Awesome.
We're ready to go.
Even the end. You know what? Top Gun is so. Listen, Top Gun is not Schindler's List. Okay, I understand that, but Top Gun is a perfectly satisfying movie-going experience. If you are not like excited when Kelly McGillis walks in the bar and puts the fucking quarter in the jukebox in there, like it's great. It's fucking great. It makes me. It makes me happy every time.
I was men at 10 when I saw that.
Well, I'm concerned about. Thanks for the call. I'm concerned about Top Gun 2. These are good movie callers, Steve. You can do this all night. Are we loaded up or no?
Yeah, we're loaded up. Is there any movie where the ending ruins it for you? Like you enjoyed it all along, and then the ending comes, and you're just like, oh fuck it, I can't watch that again.
Trying to think. Good. Yeah, I want to know.
Well, I mean, have you seen San Andreas with The Rock?
Oh man, it's
I know it's a joke. It's a joke movie. It's a bad movie. But I'm just saying.
I saw on the plane and I was perfectly satified watching it.
Yeah, but you're not going to watch it again. But at the end, when The Rock looks around and they're like, "What do we do now?" and he's like, "We rebuild." It's like, well, there's a huge gaping fault line here, and there's a disaster. Yes. Like, so I mean, I would probably never watch it again, anyways. And it's hard to ruin a jokey movie like that.
But it's still
movie.
Like,
it's just a punchline.
I'm trying to think of a movie where I was super into it, and at the end, I was like, "Oh fuck," I'll think of something. Go ahead. Who we got?
Get Anthony.
Anthony, how you doing?
Hello, Kirk.
Good
huge
evening.
fan.
Thank you very much.
As a huge sports fan, I would love to know your top 3 sports movies.
Top 3 sports movies. I can do that for you if you'd like. I'll go 3-1 if you want. I'm going to say number 3. I'll be fair because I like the other Rocky movies more, but I'll put Rocky.
I feel like you're going to say Rocky. Yeah,
I have to put Rocky there because it means so. The series means so much to me. I like the other movies more. I watch them more, but I would put Rocky number 1 in the 3 spot. But the whole series itself, I'd put number 3. Number 2, I would probably say I'd either say The Bad News Bears or Bull Durham at number 2, and I would put Slapshot at number 1.
Awesome. Thank you.
What do you got?
Miracle is my number 1 movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, sure. Miracle's good. I like Miracle. Kurt Russell. So you know what that is too? That's awesome casting. Like that is great fucking movie casting right there. Kurt Russell is one of those guys. He could have been, Kurt Russell was the original choice for Crash Davis. Ron Shelton played minor league baseball with him. Kurt Russell could have had Kevin Costner's movie career in sports easily. Go ahead.
Kurt Russell he played Herb Brooks amazing.
He was great. No, it was great. It was great casting. That's a great movie. That's a great, satisfying sports movie.
Cool Runnings not even in the conversation.
Cool Runnings not on the
Friday Night Lights.
Well, Friday Night Lights, I like the book. I like the TV show. I like the movie, but it's not. Ranking sports movies is tough. But I would put that. It all depends. I'll tell you what's a great fucking sports movie is The Karate Kid. It's a fucking great sports movie. If somebody told me their favorite sports movie is The Karate Kid or Rudy. That's the whole point. You're not looking for fucking like grit. You're looking to be, Remember the Titans is not my favorite, but a lot of people.
Remember the Titans is good though.
Remember the Titans is good.
You can't. I mean, anything with Denzel in it, you're gonna watch.
That's the thing, though. Is it because Denzel's in it? I don't know. Raging Bull, is that a sports movie?
Who's the white coach? I forget what his name is, but he's also very
Will
good.
Patton.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's very good. I don't look at it. The color you choose to. That's fine.
Well, it's just a descriptive.
I mean, it's because it said the bald guy. Because it said the guy with the daughter.
Okay, I could have, yes.
Because the guy who was at the school before.
Presumably other ones had daughters.
Well, Denzel did. That's true. They were kind of friends. That's right. Denzel's excellent at that. God, Denzel's so great. Go ahead.
All right, John, you're on Movie Magic.
I got to put Hoosiers in there, too. I got to put Hoosiers in there. Fuck. No, Hoosiers 2. Hoosiers 2.
What is Hoosiers?
Slapshot 1, Hoosiers 2, the Rocky series at 3. Go ahead.
All right. John, you're making Movie Magic with Minihane.
It's a fire, too.
All right, Kirk, I've always wondered your opinion on Shawshank. I know you guys love Shawshank. It's my favorite movie, probably by far. I've always wondered, he just used that one rock hammer for 19 years and carved out that hole.
Tough plot point.
And it was only 4 feet. Seems, I don't know. Seems unlikely that it would take that long. I know I sound like Florentine right now, but
No,
I've always wondered your take on
It's a
that.
legitimate gripe. There's some
Really?
stuff with
One hammer.
Really? Red? Really? With that hair? Really? Oh yeah, they weren't fucking in the ass, right? They weren't fucking each other. They weren't Shawshank goo. Yeah, I look at Shawshank though as almost like a fairy tale. I gotta be honest with you. Like for that one, you gotta kind of put reality aside for 2 hours. I'm with you. It strains all believability that he would able. Not only that, like nobody ever saw him do it in 20 years. Ever? There was never anything. It's just hard to believe. But oh no, go ahead.
You think you've been fucked by a train?
Thank you. Go ahead.
I mean, I've seen it, I don't know, probably 50 times now, and it's just the one thing I can't get past, and it hasn't ruined it or even really affected it, but it's kind of the only thing I take away from it.
Do you think?
And also, what the hell did they do once Red showed up? Like, did they wax the boat and then kind of went their separate ways, or what happened there?
I saw an interview with Morgan Freeman where he thinks that they started some business together. I always wondered that too, because they're kind of hugging on the beach at the end, and the camera pulls away, and I was like, what did they do like 45 minutes later? Like, what did they do like 2 weeks later?
And also, what if Andy had a new friend and he was just like, yeah, like I don't know, Red.
He's kind of a loner though. It took a while to
Moved
get
on.
Here's my thing. My theory is that that's a love story. Those two were in love with each other. Like I think they had passionate, deep dicking for the rest of their lives together.
I've always thought that too, but it's like I don't know. I mean, I've seen it since I was a kid, and I see it now. It's just like I don't know.
Well, it bothered you instead of hugging at the end.
Now that my mind's opened up, I can see that.
Instead of hugging at the end, if they had made out and then Tim Robbins just bent him over on that boat and like fucked him hard at the end of the movie, would that? Do you think it would still have the same resonance with society? It would for me. I don't pass judgment, but I think they were in love with each other.
I think it'd be better.
Yeah, I agree with
it'd
that.
Be better.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's just me.
All right.
We're a little more progressive.
I try to be. Well, thank you for the call. These
While we're on the topic,
callers are great.
While we're on the topic of Stephen King movies, what is your favorite Stephen King?
Well, I
movie?
can't lie.
Apart from Shawshank,
they're all
any of them. What's your ranking?
Too many
top 3.
Too many white male directors. Well, I don't think Stephen King movies are great. I think they're often. Which one do I say?
Often.
What do you say?
Often isn't a word. That's just a colloquial way of saying often.
Well, I'm just folks. That's how I talk. Shawshank 1. Stand By Me 2. I don't like The Shining that much. I think it's
neither did Stephen King, right?
No, he did not. He was not a fan of Kubrick at all. I don't like Carrie that much. Am I forgetting a Stephen King? I don't like The Green Mile that much.
Didn't they just remake Pet Sematary?
Yeah, I'm sure it was terrible.
I thought Green Mile was good. It's not something you can, if you see it on, you're not going to tune in and watch it again.
No,
but the first time you watch it, it's good.
I'm sure I'm forgetting a third. Stephen King movie. I'm sure I'm forgetting a third. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But Stand By Me would be definitely second. Oh, Misery. I like Misery a lot. Misery.
Yeah, Misery's a fucked up one.
Yes, I might even put Misery too. Go ahead.
Hello, my friend. Good evening.
Who am I speaking to?
Today's question is brought to you by the letters R and W.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's a two-part question.
Oh, good. I like those.
Number one, what is your number one all-time favorite Robin Williams film? And since his death, what movie would have best been served by his presence?
Oh, that's second. Dino, that's an excellent second question.
Thank you.
My favorite Robin Williams movie is, I'll tell you what's a good example. I didn't think of this earlier, where a bad ending can really ruin a good movie is Good Morning Vietnam. When Good Morning Vietnam gets super serious and the kid turns out to be a terrorist, you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
That kind of fucks up that movie. I like the first hour of that movie a lot. I'm not the world's biggest Robin Williams fan as an actor. To me, when he was serious, he was. You know what? I'll tell you what. My favorite Robin Williams movie, his best performance, is in Insomnia. How's that?
Insomnia was a great flick with Al Pacino. I also like the movie Happy Feet 2.
That's an excellent performance. Yes. And
Mrs. Doubtfire. I know you're kind of discounting comedies, but Mrs. Doubtfire has to be in the conversation.
Doubtfire is a psychopath in that. If you think about the movie,
yeah, of course he is, but it's good.
I like The Best of Times with Kurt Russell too. That's a good fun sports movie.
Well, we can't discount Aladdin.
Oh, I could.
Or Dead Poet Society.
I like Dead Poet Society.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, Good Will Hunting's fine. Overrated. But the best
low-hanging fruit.
But when you're saying the best,
second part of the question.
Yeah, so you're saying the best Robin Williams performance. So are you saying Robin Williams, like, if he was still alive in the same age he was, or like in prime? Oh, okay, late game Robin Williams.
Like which current release in the last 5 or 6 years since his passing, which movie would be best served by his presence?
You know what Robin Williams would have been good in, and Hanks was fine in it? Robin Williams would have been good in Bridge of Spies. He would have been good in that movie. He worked with Spielberg before. He would have worked with Spielberg before. I was sick of wacky Robin Williams. I would say that. That's just off the top of my head.
From a purely like movie production standpoint, you got to think he would be good in some of the Pixar movies that they've put out.
Well, yeah, but I don't
just
care
as voiceover. I think my favorite.
Would he have
Robin
landed
Williams,
in the Marvel world somehow or no?
Well, I thought about that too, and I don't think so. No. I think my favorite serious movie that Robin Williams has done is probably Bicentennial Man. Where he plays the robot. It's sci-fi.
Idiot.
I like sci-fi. It's a good one.
What's your guy?
What do you mean?
He wrote the book.
Asimov, yeah.
Yes.
It's good.
There's nothing I don't know about movies.
I know. I'm willing to see that. I'm just throwing my opinion in there. I'll shut the fuck up.
Terrible. It's a terrible movie. You're a fucking idiot. You're a psychopath. Terrible. It's a terrible movie.
You like Midnight Run?
Yes, that's a great movie.
Oh, okay, all right.
Which Robin Williams was originally offered the role, by the way, of the Charles Gordon role.
Well, I'm glad he turned it down.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Serious movie, Bicentennial Man.
It's good.
It's great. Good. Who we got?
Rick.
Hello, Rick.
Hey, I just want to see what your thoughts on Daniel Day-Lewis top 3 movies.
Well, I mean, There Will Be Blood, number 1. That's one of the great performances of all time. I will let Steve. I will let Steve say his favorite Daniel Day-Lewis performance. Go ahead.
Gangs of New York.
Oh, really? Not President Abraham Lincoln.
No, I couldn't get into his performance.
I thought he was excellent.
I guess they all the history said that he had this high pitched whiny voice. It just wasn't doing it for
like
me.
him.
Yeah, he did. He looked for him, but it just didn't do it for me. It was overwrought.
I'm not a big
Gangs of New York was excellent.
Yeah, he's good in Gangs of New York. I'm not a big My Left Foot fan. I'll tell you what movie I love.
We talk about good endings, though. I think There Will Be Blood. The ending there is absolutely incredible with him and Paul Dano in the bowling alley. It's just it's one of the best endings I've ever seen.
I'll tell you about There Will Be Blood. There Will Be Blood, which is awesome. It's this generation Citizen Kane. The kid in that movie as a kid is the best kid performance I've ever seen in a movie. The fucking kid is incredible.
He came out of nowhere too. You know what he was making? He was the girl next door. He was playing some goofy fucking 90s, 2000s, whatever.
Oh, you're talking. You're talking about
phenomenal component from Paul Dano coming out of nowhere.
You're talking about Dano. Yeah,
that kid is unbelievable.
Another great Day-Lewis performance. I love this movie. Is In the Name of the Father. Great Daniel Day-Lewis.
I never saw it.
Watch that. Watch it tonight.
I mean,
this guy's not listening.
Watch it right now.
Go watch it right now. Goodbye. All right, he's not listening. Rick's not listening. Why is he not hearing what I'm saying?
He was just talking over you. He wanted to hear himself talk.
Okay. I understand. It's exciting for people. By the way, this may just become the show every day. Just get ready for it.
You seem like you're loving it, man.
Well, I mean, you sit here and listen to Mike say, What does he say? Who's this? Go ahead. What's
Sean, go ahead.
Leave it up to Steve to bring up Bicentennial Man, San Andreas, and Cool Running.
No shit. You really are a fucking dummy.
Kirk, you tried to annihilate me for the Beastmaster. It's a classic compared to those
three. It's okay. I don't mind that you like it, but you're right. Steve is like, it's a great serious film. Bicentennial Man.
It is. It's good. It probes the psychology of a robot who's destined to outlive everyone he's ever loved.
All right, go ahead. What's up?
You were talking a couple weeks on the show. You're not. You don't agree with most people think Godfather 2 is better than 1.
Very close. Very close. Agree with that. Very close. But no, I mean the first one still resonates more for me. I can understand why people like the second one better, but if the two of them were on channels right next to each other, I'd be watching one probably.
Yeah. Perfect segue into what sequels are better than the originals.
Well, I'd say the most famous example for sure is The Empire Strikes Back is better than A New Hope. I mean, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're hard. They're sort of, first of all, there's not a lot of them that have, I'm trying to think of a sequel. I'll tell you this. I was saying this the other night. My favorite Indiana Jones movie is The Last Crusade with Sean Connery. I think that's better than Raiders of the Lost Ark. I like the one with Sean Connery better.
How about Terminator 2?
Terminator 2 is better. I think Aliens is better. I think Aliens is better. Then there were reboots. I think Mad Max.
Not many.
But I think Mad Max Fury Road, which is the same director. Now I understand it's a different. I think that's better than any of the old Mad Max movies. You know?
Yeah.
That was a fucking awesome movie.
Is it because the effects were so much better, or did you think that the plot stands out?
I think the time was yes. I think the effects were better.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's paced like a hit of meth.
Yeah,
it's very fast.
It's just a rocket ship. Yeah. What was the example you just gave? What was the one you said? Oh, Terminator 2. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Don't you think?
Yeah. That's the only one I can think of, though. And The Godfather. I think. The Godfather
I get that. One. I get that. I mean, there are people. I'm not one of these people. I didn't care for the franchise, but people say the last Lord of the Rings is the best one. It won Best Picture. Fellowship, is that Fellowship in the Ring?
No. Yeah, things like that. I can't even tell them apart though. Like this, they're almost like the same.
Yeah, you know who's good in that is Menners is good in that. He's good in Lord of the Rings. He's excellent in that movie.
Is he Gimli or
he's Bilbo? He's very good.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you later. All right, we still got calls.
Yeah, we still got calls.
They loaded up or what?
They are. Yeah.
All right, let's keep them going.
Kirky.
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
This is Timothy in Canton.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm glad that you're doing well, my friend.
I'm doing well. I've got myself. I'm pretty excited right now. I've got a half a bottle of Purell and a brand new, almost new set of golf clubs. I'm missing an 8-iron, but that's okay.
26 pumps less.
Yes. Max von Sneeder. Yes.
Yeah, he passed away last week.
He was old. He was old. He was old when I was a kid. Like he was 90 when he died. But like Victory, which I love. I love the movie Victory. Growing up, the Stallone soccer movie, which is a dumb movie, but I love it. He was old in that. He was old in Flash Gordon. Like he was fucking old.
He's like that guy Wilford Brimley. He was always an old man. But did you ever see the movie Pele the Conqueror?
Yes, with the kid.
Do you have a favorite foreign film?
My favorite. That's a good question.
So while you think on that, does it have to be a foreign language other than English to count as a foreign film? Could it be like Australian English or New Zealand?
Well, I don't think Britain would count
British movie.
Man, I don't know if that counts.
Have you seen What We Do in the Shadows? The New Zealand vampire flick.
I have not.
It's very good. It's funny. It's kind of lighthearted, but it's good.
Yeah. Trying to think of a foreign movie that I really love. I'm thinking of a foreign language one. I haven't seen one in a long time. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But yeah, he was like, he was in Hannah and Her Sisters in like '86, the Woody Allen movie. He plays Barbara Hershey's boyfriend. He plays like her older, like almost elderly boyfriend in 1986. Fucking 34 years later, he dies.
One of the most underrated.
Yeah, he had a great career.
Hollywood actors of any generation. And last question: what is your guilty pleasure? For me, for example, I just like Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man. It's a crap.
Oh, you like that
movie,
one?
I love it.
You like that one? That's basically Butch
like
Cassidy,
it.
the
Yeah, I
Sundance
enjoy
Kid knockoff on like motorcycles with Mickey Rourke and Don Johnson. Super guilty pleasure. Like I just gave you one. Like if I'm flipping around and Flash Gordon is on, I'd fucking watch Flash Gordon. No problem. No problem.
Good movie.
Great. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with a terrible good movie. All right, Tim. Thanks for calling. We love Tim. My favorite foreign movie. So I'm not a huge like foreign film guy.
Is it the subtitles or you just don't?
Yeah, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I feel like subtitles are just distracting.
They can be distracting for sure. Well, I know when I see a Netflix show, like a series, and I hit it, I'm like, this looks like an interesting premise, and it's in four. I'm like, I'm out.
I don't even like if it's dubbed, because that's so distracting. Netflix dubs all of their foreign films.
I mean, is Inglourious Basterds a foreign movie?
No, because it's produced in.
Well, I know that, but
States.
What percentage of that is in the foreign language?
Well, I mean, then you have to say is Saving Private Ryan?
No. I mean,
I don't think it's just the foreign language. I think it's where it's produced.
I know, I understand.
Like if you're looking at Oscar categories, it has to be produced.
It's not technically. I know it's not technically a foreign movie, but what percentage of that movie is in a foreign language? 80%? Everything, not including Pitt.
I guess I hadn't thought about
the girl, everything with the girl, everything with the Nazi. The first,
I don't think it's a language. I don't think it's a language thing though.
No,
I think
it's where the movie was made. Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. But isn't that more of a foreign language? I mean, that movie is a foreign language.
Well, hey, is Avatar a foreign film?
Well, I mean, Star Wars a foreign film? I think you're reaching there, Steve. All right, go ahead.
Mrs. Latino Kirk, you're up.
Hey there.
Oh boy.
So Kirk.
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa, what?
Hold on. Close the asshole, please, while you're talking. I mean, that's been the big
To be
subject.
clear, I don't have a big asshole. It's just a big ass.
Did you have a problem with DEC like basically pleasuring himself to you on that podcast?
I knew he was creepy going into it, so yeah.
How old?
It is what it is.
I know women don't like. How old are you? Like close in age. Give me a proximity.
I am a Gen Xer.
Okay, so are you 30?
No, I'm a Gen Xer.
Okay, am I a Gen Xer? I don't even know what that means.
Yes. That's the generation before millennials.
So you're in your 40s?
Maybe.
Okay, so if you're in your 40s and DC is attracted to you, you must be something else, because that means you are 36 years older than any woman he's ever been attracted to. If you think about that, that is
There's
kind of
nothing like a nice, young, smooth, hairless boy.
All right, go ahead, Mrs. LK, our great friend, Mrs.
All
LK.
right, thank you. So seeing as the Miniverse is full of parody accounts, what are your thoughts on parody movies?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Scary Movie.
Yeah,
I think there was one good one.
Yeah.
Scary Movie. The first Scary Movie was good, and then they fell off.
Well, I
after
mean,
that.
I would say, and I'll let you do your list, but like, for example, like Airplane is a parody of these disaster movies, and Airplane is one of the greatest comedies ever made. I don't like the direct, like you said, like Screamer,
Scary Movie where they're ripping
Screamer,
off.
I Know What You Did Last Summer, or
there's two on the nose.
The Wayans brothers made a little thing out of all that, right, for a while.
Yeah, they made like 12 of them. Date movie, scary movie, disaster movie.
Those are not my favorite. No, but go ahead.
So my favorite all time is Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is funny. I watched Spaceballs. Yeah, I watched Spaceballs with Kate and Harry about a year or two ago. Kate really liked it. It's good. John Candy's funny in it. Joan Rivers. It's Mel Brooks. It's not great, but it's fun. Rick Moranis, who's always good.
Yeah, and then the other one, it's on the top, but only the original ones, Austin Powers. I think.
Oh, that's
Mike
true.
Myers,
Yeah, that first one's very funny. Yeah, that first one's. Yeah, that's true. So that's a good one, Mrs. LK. Yeah, thanks for calling. Yes, that's she's a good sport, huh, Steve?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I like the first Austin Powers, although I fucking hated Mike Myers in Inglourious Bastards because he had the fucking Austin Powers voice. It took away from it for me. But those are two good ones. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Cameron.
Nice to have some female representation. Jesus.
Hey, Kirk. So, I got a question about, so we talk a lot about movies, comedies and movies that, have tons of action, gangsters. I got to be honest, I like movies sometimes that maybe aren't the most masculine movies in the world, that are kind of more based on dialect and things of that nature, where it's not tons of action, but it's kind of witty.
Me too. Absolutely.
A romantic undertone and all that kind of stuff. And what do you think about, Edward Burns? I mean, I loved She's the One and Brothers McMullen, two of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. You know what? I'm not sure what went wrong for him. Where what he was really good at was, and this was early in the DVD era. He actually had excellent director commentaries for his movies. If you ever have a chance, it might be on YouTube now. I don't even know where those things wind up, but he was really good at those. I don't know why maybe he still makes little movies. I have no idea. I don't know what happened to him. He's another guy who's kind of floated away, huh?
Yeah, you don't see anything from him anymore. I think he's maybe a bit of a one-trick pony because
for sure.
Based in New York City, different neighborhoods, and kind of has the same genre. But I mean, I love all of them. I love he did one where they live on a little island off of the Bronx there. I forget the name of that, but he's made tons of good movies, and I love Brothers McMullen because it has I'm a Catholic myself and has Catholic undertones. You can tell that he has problems with the Catholic Church there. There's sibling rivalry aspects of it. I have an older brother, and we always constantly fighting and trying to one up each other. So I love all those undertones to him. And if you pay attention, there's a lot to his movies. And I know I can't really brag them being when I'm at the bar talking to the guys, but they're all great. I think at least. Yeah,
he had a good little thing going. Thanks for calling. I'm not sure where it went wrong. And she's the Brothers McMullen's probably 25 years old now. I bet that came out in 95, which is kind of crazy. Jesus. All right, what else we got?
Peter, you're on with movie magic with Minihane.
We're not going to call it.
We're going to come up with something. Magic is going to be in it.
Why?
I guess it's good.
Okay.
Minihane's movie magic.
Why?
Because the alliteration.
I don't care about the alliteration. Go ahead. Hey, what's up, buddy?
I stand here and I watch Frozen 2 for the 7,000th time in 3 days. I need to talk about a movie that's not this. So my thought was 1992, Al Pacino, Chris O'Donnell, if you know where I'm going with this.
Well, Pacino's only Oscar, which is insane if you really think about it. Scent of a Woman. Yeah, you're a big fan? I'm not that big a fan.
Why not, man? It's
I don't
such
know.
an underrated movie. It's one of the best monologues. You got Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yep.
Come on. It's like you and Blind Mike. This is you two coming together. But you're the
Blind.
the
I was
opposite,
gonna say,
I
yeah,
guess, if you
Pacino.
will.
Yeah, right. Well, it kind of ushered in that very loud Pacino era too. You know, we became very broad.
To that, wow, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
hoo-ah,
going
all
to
that
get a
bullshit.
flamethrower to this place. But you can't tell me that's not one of the all-time great Pacino, rants and monologues.
Oh, it's a good
in
monologue.
the
No, for
courtroom
sure.
or whatever.
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic.
No, yeah, thanks for calling. It's a good one, but it's wild to think, Godfather 1, Godfather 2, Serpico, Dog Day Afternoon, Sea of Love, Heat, Donnie Brasco, pick them. I mean, you saw The Irishman, all these movies, and you can pick 10 more for Pacino. That's the one that Pacino won the Oscar for. Glengarry Glen Ross, another one. He wins for that. That seems crazy to me. Go ahead.
Kenny, you're up with Kirk.
Hey, Kirk. I just want to know what your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie was and why.
My favorite Quentin Tarantino movie is Reservoir Dogs. That's the one. That's the one I still watch every once in a while. I just watched it again a couple months ago. I haven't seen it in forever. Somebody had a video cassette of it at prep school, and I watched it across the hall in their room. We couldn't even have TV in our room, and he snuck a TV. We had a little TV hidden in the closet with a bunch of tapes, and we watched that for the first time, and it blew my fucking brains away. I could not believe it. Pulp Fiction is awesome.
You don't like Hateful Eight, though, do you?
I don't like Hateful Eight.
I thought Samuel L. Jackson was great in that.
Well, he's great. I mean, he's great in that. Yes, but it doesn't hold up for me. I don't ever watch it again. I did not like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love the two Kill Bill movies. I consider that to be one movie, basically. I like Inglourious Basterds, a lot of it. I like Django Unchained, a lot of it. Now, I do like Jackie Brown, but Reservoir and Pulp Fiction is obviously great. It's a close number 2, but I love Reservoir Dogs. How about you?
I said Django. Django's definitely
Django's
my
great.
favorite for sure.
Well, what's so great about Django is, to me, Django has two. Christoph Waltz wins the Oscar, and Jamie Foxx is great in the lead role. But the two best performances in that movie are DiCaprio, which, if you think about the biggest movie star in the world at that time, playing a fucking character like that, and the other guy who Steve just mentioned, Samuel L. Jackson, is fucking unbelievable in Django. He's such, as he says, it's the most deplorable character in movie history. His character, it's great, fucking awesome.
Great role.
Pure
Thank
evil. All right, thanks, man. We still got calls, Steve?
Oh yeah, we got a few more.
All right, well, load them up right now if you're watching. Let's get going here as we wrap this baby up. Wanted to give you a good hour, and we're about to do that.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Kirk, how you doing?
Good
My
evening.
girlfriend's kids have been making me watch Moana way too much under the virtual house arrest here in Maine with some of the quarantine stuff. So
Moana's
I'm
a great
in need
movie.
of a good
Shut
Western.
up, Steve. What's that?
It's a great movie.
Oh, God, it's horrible.
Grown man.
So I'm in need of a good Western and was wondering what your go-to Western might be that was not Unforgiven.
My go-to Western that's not Unforgiven. So my second favorite. Well, I mean, you've seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Absolutely.
You've seen it, yes? Yeah?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Outlaw Josie Wales?
That's a good call. I haven't seen that in years. That
watch
might
that.
have to be a pickup for this weekend.
Oh, you cannot go. I mean, if you want to watch Moana is that the one with The Rock in it?
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You know The
All those
Rock is in
horrible songs.
Moana. Don't pretend
Drive
like
me
you
nuts.
don't.
I get
you
all
haven't
these kids'
seen it a
movies
bunch.
confused. My kids are
Moana's
older.
a great coming-of-age story.
You watch it like now by yourself?
I will watch Moana with my nieces and nephews anytime. Like, I'll ask them to put it on. It's a great movie. Good songs. The musical score is awesome.
Hey, one more thing, Kirk.
Sure.
Yes, Zach. No, I'm a huge Western guy. I love Robert Duvall. Have you seen Open Range? And
Yes,
what
with Costner and Annette Bening. Yeah, it's great. And Costner directed it. I mean, I'm not
Michael Gambon is the bad guy.
Yeah, he's an awesome actor too. He's great in The Insider. I didn't like Dances with Wolves that much, but I think that one's a better. I think Open Range is a better Costner movie. I think that's the best movie Costner directed, and Costner's good in it too.
Oh, and it flies so under the radar with stuff too.
Totally. I don't know why movies like that. Somebody mentioned Donnie Brasco earlier. I'm not sure what happens. That movie got good reviews too, Open Range, and it had a great Duvall performance. And Duvall is in Jesus Christ, I'm going blank. Larry McMurtry books with Tommy Lee Jones. Lonesome Dove, which is an awesome miniseries.
Lonesome Dove.
It's great. I mean, you do fucking Duvall in the Western or Tommy Lee Jones. I actually like the one that Tommy Lee Jones and Kate Blanchett did with Ron Howard, The Missing. I don't know if you saw that one or not.
No, I haven't.
That's a Western too. You should check that one out.
We'll give it a shot. Thank you.
Any more fan service for the? Anything else I can do for these people, Steve? I mean, Jesus Christ! Just handing them making their lives better.
All right, go ahead, John.
Hey, Kirk, I know you touched on this before, but the Your Mom Tossed My Salad movies, I'd just like to rank up 3 to 1 if you have a second.
I beg your pardon?
You remember Your Mom Tossed My Salad?
Your Mom Tossed My Salad. Yes, I'm familiar with the franchise, yeah.
So you have, I know everybody brings up like Kiara Mia because of Jimmy G. I think she kind of stunk. You got number 2, you got Stephanie Wilder. I think she hit it on the nose.
Yeah.
Number 1, Rachel Starr, best all around.
Well, Rachel Starr, I mean, when Rachel Starr is good, when the salad's tossing, when Rachel Starr's on screen, you can't really, that's like De Niro and Scorsese. Yeah, it's like De Niro and Scorsese in like the late 70s. Like you just know you're going to get something. That's going to be some solid salad tossing every single time.
Now, if Brandy Love did it, Your Mom Tossed My Salad, how long would it take you from start to finish?
Well, it's not my particular genre that I would go to be honest with you. And there are plenty of Brandy ones where if I give her a Tube Galore search, it's just a hard pass. She does some foot stuff that I'm not crazy about.
Well, you don't like feet.
I don't. But I would say for me that'd be a no-go. But look, do I respect the franchise? Yeah, of course I do. That's an excellent franchise. Yeah, that's a tremendous franchise.
Yeah, the prequel was great. All right.
Yes. Yeah, the special effects are good. All right, let's get a couple more here. Let's wrap this fucker up. Mission accomplished today. We got calls or no?
Yep, Joe, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Hi, Kirk. I got 4 films for you. They're all directed by the same person, but they got another common bond. I wanted to see if you could choose between them.
A little trivia. Hold on. No Kevin Bacon trivia. I want to do the Kevin Bacon game with some people. I thought they might call and give me a. So Shallow Hal, you said, Me, Myself, and Irene.
Kingpin and Stuck on You.
Okay, well, obviously they're all Farrelly Brothers movies.
What else?
So Shallow Hal, you said?
Yes.
Kingpin.
Yes, sir.
What was the other 2?
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Uh-huh.
And Stuck on You.
Gee, all Dino or all Jerry in them? I don't know.
They're all Dino, sir.
Yes, yeah. Well, of course, Dino's got a legit Kingpin role. Like, he's in the last 20 minutes. He has a big role with Chris Schenkel.
He is at the end at the championship there.
Yeah, doing the bowling thing. What is your favorite Farrelly Brothers movie? Mine is probably Me, Myself, and Irene.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to go Dumb and Dumber, but after that, Kingpin, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people say Kingpin too, although I don't like the Randy Quaid character in Kingpin that much. I like Woody Harrelson's character.
Oh, I think he's great.
Yeah? Oh, yeah? I mean, Woody Harrelson's fucking unbelievable in that movie, too. And the Bill Murray fucking cameo parts.
Bill Murray classic.
Those are all good. Yeah, those are all excellent. There you go. So there you go. Trivia question answered successfully, per usual. On we go.
Chris, you're up.
Kirk, what's up, my dude?
What's going on?
I'm wondering, you ever catch the movie The Edge, 1996?
Also David Mamet.
That's a fantastic movie.
That's a David Mamet script. Again,
fantastic movie, one of my favorites. Glad you've seen it.
So the producer of that movie, Art Linson, is his name, and he wrote a book, I want to say, called What Just Happened. And he goes into full detail about what a fucking pain in the ass Baldwin was on that set. They tried to cast everybody before Baldwin. They tried to cast Harrison Ford. I think a very big star at that time they went for him. They finally went with Baldwin, who showed up fat and with a beard, and they were like, what the fuck are we getting here? But I like that. Essentially, it's just 2 guys trying to kill a fucking bear.
Yeah, it turns into that. But I think one of the best things about it as I guess the effect it creates in you is today they would cut back and forth between like the search party and the people in the wilderness, but they don't. They never go back to civilization.
I'll tell you the other part you're missing is that bear wouldn't be real today. That'd be a CGI bullshit fucking bear. That was a real fucking bear.
Yeah.
I think it was Bart the Bear, who presented like an Oscar. Like they brought him out that year at the Oscars, if I recall. But it's good. That's Mamet. Great dialogue. And Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin at that point going back and forth. I think Elle McPherson's in it,
You
too.
feel like you're stranded when you're watching that movie. You feel like the sense of isolation.
And Baldwin's in that full, like, yes, Charles. That's right, Charles. And Hopkins
is brooding.
And Hopkins is like this quirky billionaire sort of.
But who also has read books and just like knows every survival tip.
But has never experienced real life, but he knows. He's like, yes, the way you do that is you put the flower up against the sky. And
the fish love any little sparkle of gold.
Right, stuff. And I think the kid from Lost is in it, too.
But he dies right off.
He dies right off. Yeah. Harold Perrineau, I think his name is. I don't know. But yeah, it's a Mamet script. I forget. The New Zealand director directed at least something or another. I don't know. Go ahead. You kept on?
Real quick, what do you think of that movie Abominable? I'll hang up.
The kid movie?
Yeah, the kid movie. I know you've seen it.
Oh, fuck out of here. Fuck you. Your fucking bullshit question. Abominable. I'm lucky that Harry's not super into, like, he'll go and see it. We wanted to see Sonic the Hedgehog, so we went to see it, but he's not.
Was it good?
It was fine. Yeah. It's kind of sad seeing Jim Carrey not being that funny anymore.
Isn't Ryan Reynolds in that?
I think Ryan Reynolds might be the voice.
Yeah, he voices it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Like, Jim Carrey's trying to be wacky and he's not funny anymore. It's kind of sad.
His syphilitic brain.
Yeah, it's not good. That's not good. All right, what else? Anything else?
Go ahead, LK.
Hello.
Let me see your asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in the other room on my phone. Now I hear it's like asshole. No, big ass. Like, what the hell is going on?
Well, it's the fucking pervert that you did a podcast with a couple of days ago. Jesus Christ.
No, such a weirdo.
What's my?
So anyway, I
was
all happy to talk about movies here.
What do you think about What do you think about Scarface? Just randomly, give me a Scarface review.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think of What do you think? Who does the? Who, go ahead. Ask your question. I'll ask you. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to ask your opinion about Terminator 2.
We just talked about it before. We're talking about sequels that are better than the originals. I love Terminator 2. I like the whole Cameron run. I mean, I hated Titanic, but Terminator 2 is like just a tremendous. It's like peak Schwarzenegger. Terminator 2 is a great summer movie that you don't see movies. I hate to be an old man. You don't see movies like that anymore. You just don't.
Have you watched the director's cut, deleted scenes?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the best part.
Excellent. Yeah. I you know what's funny is I did not see the Terminator one that came out. Was it this past summer? I didn't have any interest in seeing it. The franchise has been so fucking diluted.
I did see it, and I liked it. At first, I didn't like that all the main characters were like, it looked like a reboot with woman as the stars.
Yeah.
But then when I started watching the movie and understanding, it's actually a nice sequel. And I personally like Mackenzie Davis, so I thought it was good.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check it out then.
That leading role.
All right.
I recommend. It's not as good as Terminator 2, but it's a good sequel.
All right. Anything else?
Better than all the other garbage. No, that's it. Thanks.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you. Thanks. Gotta admire anybody who calls 10 minutes after you inquire about the size of his wife's hole in her bottom. What do we got? Take a few more.
Jordan, you're up.
Hello, Jordan.
Hi. I think Avatar is a super overrated movie.
Terrible.
Besides the box office,
terrible.
It has made no impact on pop culture.
I can't believe they're making these fucking sequels. The movie was terrible. I fell asleep. Jim Russo.
It's a Pocahontas knockoff, but it is good.
It's terrible.
It's just like junk food for a movie.
I don't care about the fucking romance. I hate Sam Worthington sucks. I don't care about any of it. It's boring. That's Jordan, exactly right. It has no resonance in society at all. None. Zero. Nobody ever talks about it. No one ever mentions it.
Have you ever rewatched it?
I've tried. I fell asleep in the movie theater the first night I saw it. I fell asleep.
Did you see that they just delayed the production schedule for the Avatar sequels?
Is it coronavirus?
Yeah, they're coming out in like the 2030s now.
What is Cameron doing? Do something else. Do
and they're
fucking
making
something else.
4 of them.
I know. Who's gonna go see that?
I will go see them.
Why was it a hit? I don't understand why it was this massive hit. Titanic. Look, Titanic's not for me. I understand why it was a huge hit. It's Romeo and Juliet and the Titanic.
It was the first time anyone remade a movie about the Titanic, so it had historical significance.
And there was this DiCaprio teenage girl craze, and I went to see it 8 times. I don't get Avatar. I've never understood Avatar. I fucking hated it. I fucking hated Giovanni Ribisi in it. I hated it. Fucking hated it. Good call. Thank you, Jordan.
Justin, you're up.
Hey, Kirk. I wanted to see what you thought about Richard Linklater's Boyhood.
I really liked it. You know, I think I really praised it when it first came out. I don't think I've seen parts of it since. I probably was more knocked out by the fact that he pulled it off, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that it waited 12 years and, you know, he went through all these scenes with all these people, like all stuck together.
I always wonder what would have happened if, like, Ethan Hawke had, died in a car crash in, 2012. Would they have just fucking stopped it? Like,
they would have figured it out.
I guess, you know, because, if you notice, the sister, who is Linklater's daughter, is in it a lot at the beginning, and then, in the second half of the movie, she's not in it. She got older. She was like, I don't want to act anymore, Dad. I do not want to be in this movie.
I wonder how much they got paid for that movie.
Probably not much. I guarantee you scale. Linklater, by the way, directs one of my favorite movies ever, one of my best theater-going experiences ever. The theater was going crazy during Dazed and Confused. They fucking loved Dazed and Confused, which is such a great movie.
Nope. I think
Thanks,
we lost
Kirk.
just. Oh.
Oh, all right. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
All right, we got two more.
Let's take two more. Let's get out of here.
Adam, you're up, man.
Hey guys, hey Kirk, great to see you, pal. Quick question: have you rewatched 12 Monkeys?
I didn't like 12. You know what I didn't like about? I have not. You know what I didn't like about 12 Monkeys was Pitt. Pitt was way too quirky for me in 12 Monkeys. Way too quirky.
Yeah, well, it doesn't get any better when you rewatch it, but it shockingly holds up.
Really? You know what's crazy is Bruce Willis
it's-
turned 65 today. 65 years old.
That's unbelievable.
Isn't it? Yeah. So
But
it
it's
holds
worth
up.
the rewatch.
Is it? Is it? Madeline Stowe, right?
Madeline Stowe, Bruce Willis is good. Big Steve should watch it because Pitt and his conspiracy theories.
That's true. Yeah, he's your kind of character. You ever see that, Steve, or no?
No, I haven't seen 12 Monkeys, but I love Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
I was
Bruce-
actually just thinking about rewatching Armageddon for no particular reason.
You really love the classics, Steve. You really do. All right. Thanks, buddy.
Love the classics.
Armageddon.
Armageddon's a great movie.
I saw an interview with Affleck recently about he had this movie, the basketball movie coming out. They asked him about Armageddon. He's like, we never really stopped and said, why didn't we just train the NASA astronauts who already knew how to get to space, just how to drill a hole once they got up there?
Because drilling holes is really, really hard.
Oh, okay.
Flying in space, not that difficult.
Okay.
It's not like they're doing scientific
Yes,
experiments
it
while they're up
seems-
there.
it
And there was
seems-
microgravity. It's not zero grav that they're working in.
Mm.
The reason I thought of Armageddon was because I was thinking of Stephen King's comment about how the whole coronavirus response team was white, and I was wondering why in the Armageddon movie somebody didn't ask why they weren't sending a more diverse crew up to take on the
Don
asteroid.
Cheadle was part of the team, wasn't he?
No, it was the guy from Green Mile, the larger.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael
Oh, I
Clark
thought
Duncan.
Don Cheadle was in it. It's been so long.
Yeah,
I
think
haven't
about that. Pretty much all white people went to blow
Well,
up that
not only
asteroid.
that, no women.
No, there were some women. There was that the bitchy female astronaut.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's true. Yes,
She
yes,
tries.
true.
She's part of the
That's
group that
right.
tries to kill them all.
That's right.
All right,
That's
here's our last call. We got Hugh wants to talk about Al Pacino.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Hugh. How are you?
Good. Hey, I wanted to talk about the movie Heat and more specifically what you thought of Al Pacino's performance in that.
Well, look, I mean, here's the thing with Heat, right? Like you either accept that Pacino is basically overacting his ass off, or you're going to be an asshole about it. Like De Niro is fucking incredible in Heat. He's very low key though. He's all business, and De Niro is basically like playing like a fucking opera guy. He's just jumping around, ranting, raving. But if you don't, I think you got to buy in. Like, do you think he's overacting in it?
Oh, absolutely not. Have you heard the Rewatchables podcast on it lately?
No, I have not. Did they like it or no?
They love the movie Heat. That was actually why they originally started doing the podcast.
Right.
The first Rewatchable podcast was about the movie
Oh,
Heat.
that's right.
But
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
something. They did something called Reheat, and
I'm gonna watch it
actually in
again.
the script of the movie, Pacino was on cocaine the whole entire time. And
But they
that's
never
why his
mentioned it.
performance was like that.
Oh, really?
What?
They never mentioned
Yeah.
it in the movie, though.
They never mentioned that in the entire movie, but in the supposedly in the script, Pacino was supposed to be on cocaine, and that's why he's so out of control the whole time.
It's also the last time De Niro is a legitimate badass in a movie. Like you're scared of De Niro in that movie, you know?
Oh, what? You weren't scared of him in The Irishman?
When he was kicking that guy, I was not that intimidated by De Niro at that point.
Oh, it looked terrifying when he was kicking that guy.
That's the worst movie scene of 2019. It's not even close. That might have kicked off coronavirus. It was so fucking bad. I can't believe that actually happened. But
I think you might have a.
What's that?
I mean, how many people watched that movie being edited and nobody thought it was would have thought it was a good idea to take that out?
Or just have a different actor and shoot it from behind. It's not that fucking difficult. That's what I don't get. But do you have any? Do you have any flaw or nitpick with Heat? If you had to pick anything or no?
It's a little long, but I love the movie. It's my
So do
favorite
I.
movie.
I just, you know what? Do you know what though? I honestly don't give a fuck about Natalie Portman and Diane Verona and his home life. I don't.
So that's the other thing that they were talking about in the Rewatchable. Supposedly, it was supposed to be a TV series, and that's why it's
Yes,
so
that's
long
true.
with
That
some
that
of
is
those,
true. Michael Mann had fashioned as a TV series. That's definitely true. I think it actually made like a TV movie sort of like that. It was so it kind of had that element. What's the guy's name when Pacino goes back to and she's got the guy there and he yells at the guy with the TV? What's his name? Fuck.
Ralph.
Ralph, sit down. Shut up! When he yells at the guy.
No, you're right. The Natalie Portman scene doesn't belong in there. But
No,
the rest, I mean, the rest of the movie's fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent. All right. Thanks for the call. Thanks, you. There you go. Any more, Steve? We're good.
We're good. Everyone who's trying to call right now has already called.
Is that really true?
Yes.
Calling back again?
Yes.
Talk more movies?
Yes.
I like that. I enjoy this, Steve. I don't know. What do you think? What's the verdict going to be?
I think it was good. I think the verdict will probably be you need somebody who can talk with you here who has better taste in movies, though.
That's true, but I can just take calls and fucking bullshit. I don't care. I mean, I don't, you don't think Bicentennial, what did the guy say? Was it Bicentennial Man? Were your other movies? Moana?
No, I'm not. I'm just reacting to what's being put out there. I'm not saying these are my favorite movies.
Nobody said Bicentennial. You said Bicentennial.
Yeah, no, because we were talking specifically about Robin Williams.
That's true.
Robin Williams' serious roles. I liked Bicentennial Man. I don't think he's good in horror movies. He's got some weird ones. What was the one you brought up?
Oh, Insomnia's not a horror movie.
But there was Memento was a really awful one.
He's not in Memento.
No, he's not. There was maybe I'm thinking Photograph.
Oh, 24-hour photo or something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
I don't remember it.
For some reason, I just remember him being awful in horror movies and not liking it. But
all right.
I do. I just like the classics.
What do we got for tomorrow?
For tomorrow, I think we've got a ton of prank phone calls that we didn't get to. There were some people who reached out and said, "You didn't play my prank phone call." They were hurt by it.
Shut up.
They hadn't listened to the episode to see that we were saving them for tomorrow.
We got that. We've got a funny mic cut that you put together.
Yes.
And there may be Kevin Bristol is putting something together. I don't know if it's gonna be ready tomorrow or not.
So it's a total Minifan collaboration. The Minifans and the Mincels are coming together to tape some videos.
Is it gonna be ready for tomorrow or no?
I'm not sure what the turnaround is going to be like on that. Okay. I think maybe we'll have an update from DEC on the status of the Russiagate investigation. I haven't talked with him at all. I know we've got Trash Talk with MHB and Blind Mike.
That's tonight, right?
Yeah, just as soon as we get done with this.
Oh, they're starting taping right now.
I think they were going to go live. I'm not sure.
Oh, what time are they starting at?
We're probably aiming for 7, but I'm guessing that they just held off. And
you can't do a crossover with them, huh? It doesn't get that. We can't.
I don't know. I don't think we can do a crossover just yet.
Well, we'll do this every once in a while. I think we're going to do more YouTube stuff just during this because I understand people are fucking. Especially now, if you get younger kids, they're finally in bed and you want to dick around for an hour. But watch those 4 movies. We talked about probably 80 movies in the last hour, so you can't beat them. You just watch them. And if you liked it, reach out. We'll do it again, and we'll do something else unique, I think, as well next week, and we'll see how that goes. But we'll be back tomorrow. Listen to watch MHB and Mike next, right?
Yes,
right here on the Kirk Minihane YouTube network. Make sure you do that.